I'm 20 years old, and my life is far more complicated than most people my age could imagine. I have 2 beautiful children who light up my world every single day. My firstborn came into my life when I was just 18, barely out of high school, still figuring out who I was meant to be. Now, 2 years later, my youngest is 6 months old, a bundle of joy who has completely transformed my perspective on love and relationships. Each of my babies has their own father, and that's where my story takes an unexpected turn. Before you jump to conclusions, let me be clear about something important. Neither of my children's fathers are deadbeat dads. Both men are incredibly present in their children's lives, showing up for school events, doctor's appointments, late-night feedings, and all the beautiful chaos that comes with parenting. They're not just present for their kids, though. They're both very much present in my life, too, and that's because I'm still romantically involved with both of them. Yes, you read that correctly. I'm dating both fathers of my children simultaneously. One of these men is fully aware of our unconventional situation. He knows there's another man in my life, understands that my heart is divided, yet he chooses to stay. His love for me runs so deep that he's willing to share my affection rather than lose me entirely. The other man, however, believes he's the only one in my romantic life. He thinks the father of my other child and I have completely ended things, that we only interact for co-parenting purposes. I can sense your curiosity about which man knows and which doesn't. But for the sake of protecting everyone involved, I'll keep those details private. What matters is that one knows about the triangle while the other remains blissfully unaware. This arrangement didn't happen overnight. It evolved gradually, unexpectedly, like 2 rivers converging into one complicated stream. After my first child was born, I thought I had found my forever with his father. We were young, passionate, and convinced that our love could conquer any obstacle. But life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect them. The father of my first child is someone I've loved since I was 17. We met at a friend's birthday party, and from the moment our eyes locked across that crowded room, I felt something shift in my universe. He has this quiet confidence about him, never needing to be the loudest person in the room, but always commanding attention through his presence alone. When I told him I was pregnant at 18, he didn't run. Instead, he held me close and promised we'd figure it out together. And we did for a while, but relationships are complex, especially when you're barely adults trying to navigate parenthood. We had our struggles, financial stress, sleepless nights with a crying baby, disagreements about our future. During one of our rough patches, when we had temporarily separated, I met the man who would become the father of my second child. He was everything my first love wasn't. Expressive, spontaneous, wearing his heart on his sleeve. Where my first man was steady like a rock, this new man was like fire, passionate and consuming. He pursued me with an intensity that took my breath away. Every day brought flowers, surprise visits, long conversations that stretched until dawn. He made me feel like I was the only woman in the world, even though I later discovered he had a girlfriend. That's the complicated part about him. He's committed to another woman, yet he can't seem to let me go. When I found out about his girlfriend, I tried to end things. I told him I couldn't be the other woman, that it went against everything I believed in. But he begged me to stay, promised that what we had was different, special, worth fighting for. He said he would eventually choose, but he needed time. Against my better judgment, I stayed. When I discovered I was pregnant with his child, the situation became even more complex. He didn't abandon me like I feared he might. Instead, he doubled down on his commitment to me and our baby. He attended every prenatal appointment, held my hand through labor, and has been an amazing father to our child. His girlfriend still doesn't know about me or our baby, which adds another layer of secrecy to an already complicated situation. Meanwhile, the father of my first child and I never really ended things completely. We tried to co-parent platonically, but the attraction between us never faded. One night, after putting our child to bed, we found ourselves talking on the couch, reminiscing about better times. One thing led to another, and suddenly we were back together, though nothing was official or defined. So here I am, caught between 2 very different men who both love me in their own unique ways. The father of my first child loves me with a quiet, steady devotion. He doesn't make grand romantic gestures or shower me with expensive gifts. Instead, he shows his love through consistency. He's there every morning, helps with homework, cooks dinner when I'm tired, and holds me when I cry. With him, I feel safe and secure. I know I'm his only woman, his priority, his choice. There's something deeply comforting about being someone's one and only. But the father of my second child loves me with an intensity that sometimes takes my breath away. He takes care of me in ways I didn't even know I needed. Emotionally, he's my biggest support system. When I'm overwhelmed with the challenges of raising 2 young children, he knows exactly what to say to calm my fears. He listens to my dreams, encourages my ambitions, and makes me feel like I can conquer the world. Physically, he always shows up when I need him. Whether it's a middle-of-the-night emergency with one of the kids or just needing someone to hold me after a hard day, he drops everything to be there. His presence is magnetic, filling up any room he enters, making me feel like the most desired woman alive. Financially, he ensures I never want for anything. He pays for daycare, buys groceries without being asked, surprises me with things I mentioned wanting weeks ago. He remembers every little detail about my preferences and uses that knowledge to take care of me in ways that feel almost magical. When my car broke down last month, he had it fixed before I even knew what was wrong. When I mentioned wanting to go back to school, he researched programs and offered to pay my tuition. As a lover, he brings me satisfaction that I struggle to put into words. Every touch feels electric, every kiss like the first one. He knows my body better than I know it myself, understands my desires before I voice them. The chemistry between us is undeniable, explosive, addictive. Yet despite all of this, he has another woman. A woman he goes home to, plans a future with, introduces to his family. I'm his secret, his hidden treasure, his guilty pleasure. And while part of me hates being in the shadows, another part of me understands that what we have exists in its own sacred space, untouched by the mundane realities of official relationships. My heart is torn, because each man offers something the other doesn't. With my first child's father, I have stability, exclusivity, and the foundation for a traditional family. With my second child's father, I have passion, adventure, and a love that feels larger than life. How do you choose between safety and excitement? Between being someone's only and being someone's everything, even if you have to share that position? I know the situation isn't sustainable. Every day I wake up feeling like I'm living a double life, juggling 2 phones, 2 sets of plans, 2 versions of myself. The man who knows about both relationships has been patient, but I see the pain in his eyes when I leave to spend time with the other. The man who doesn't know lives in blissful ignorance, but secrets have a way of revealing themselves eventually. My children deserve better than this complicated web of relationships. They need stability, clear boundaries, and parents who model healthy relationships. Right now, I'm teaching them that love is messy, secretive, and painful. That's not the lesson I want them to learn. I've spent countless nights lying awake, trying to imagine my future with each man. With my first child's father, I see Sunday dinners, growing old together, a love that's comfortable like a favorite sweater. I see us navigating life's challenges hand in hand, building a legacy for our children. With him, love feels like coming home. With my second child's father, I see adventure, spontaneous trips, a love that never loses its spark. I see passion that defies logic, conversations that challenge my mind, a connection that transcends the physical. With him, love feels like flying, but I can't have both. I can't keep living this double life. Can't keep breaking my own heart by dividing it in 2. The guilt's eating me alive. Every "I love you" feels like a betrayal to someone. Every moment of happiness is tainted by the knowledge that I'm hurting people I care about. I know I sound greedy, selfish even. What kind of woman claims to love 2 men equally? What kind of mother puts her children in such a complicated situation? These are questions I ask myself every day. The truth is, I never intended for things to get this complicated. I never set out to fall in love with 2 people. It just happened, gradually, like falling asleep, slowly, then all at once. Now, I need to make a choice. I need to break one heart to save the others, including my own. I need to choose between the man who represents my past and my future, and the man who makes my present so intensely alive. I need to decide what kind of love I want to model for my children, what kind of life I want to build. The thought of walking away from either of them feels like cutting off a limb. How do you tell someone who loves you, who fathers your child, who shows up for you every day, that they're not the one you choose? How do you look into the eyes of someone who has given you everything and say it's not enough? How do you break your own heart to heal it? I know that whatever choice I make, I'll wonder what if for the rest of my life. I'll see the other man in my child's eyes, hear him in their laugh, feel him in the empty space beside me. But staying in this limbo is slowly killing all of us. Love shouldn't feel like a prison, even a beautiful one. So here I stand, 20 years old with 2 children and 2 loves, trying to find the courage to choose just one path forward. I need to decide soon, before the choice is made for me, before secrets spill and hearts shatter beyond repair. I need to choose between safety and passion, between exclusive love and all-consuming desire, between the man who knows he's sharing me and the man who believes he has all of me. Whatever I decide, I know there will be tears, anger, and profound loss. But there might also be relief, clarity, and the chance for a love that doesn't require secrets or compromise. My children deserve a mother who isn't constantly looking over her shoulder, and these men deserve a woman who can give them her whole heart, not just pieces of it. The question remains, which love do I choose, and which do I let go? The answer feels impossible, but I know it's a decision only I can make. For now, I'm gathering courage, praying for wisdom, and hoping that when the moment comes, my heart will know which path leads home.